If any of you ever wanted to learn sales and wanted to get great at sales, that's what I do best out of anything else. I've worked in over 7 different industries in sales. I've helped generate over $56 million in revenue for my clients and people I've partnered with just in the last 3 years. And I've done sales in anything from the fitness industry to the auto industry to the telecommunication space to the healthcare and medical space, and so on and so on. And nowadays I'm exposed to all kinds of industries from all around the world with the clients that I work with and who I'm exposed to. So if you guys want to learn sales, and I just had to pass on one thing to you, asking the right questions. If you guys can just grasp this and understand this, it will be a complete game changer for you when it comes to communication. So a lot of communication comes down to asking the right questions, making sure communication is two-way. So making sure the person on the other end actually received, they grasped your question, they understood it, and also making sure that you get an answer to your question that you're asking. So those are all your responsibilities. Those 3 pieces of asking the right questions are all your responsibilities. What most people see it as is, I'm going to ask a question. More often than not, it won't even be the right question. It'll just be any question. And whether they understand or receive it or not is completely on them. And whether they communicate or not is definitely on them. That's not my responsibility to have someone else communicate back to me. That's what the average person thinks. The average salesperson, the average public speaker, the average communicator, the average person walking around the streets day to day. If you want to give yourself a competitive advantage and distinguish yourself in professional and business settings, you just need to understand this. When you're asking the right questions, you have to make sure that you ask the right questions that are fit for that scenario. You're making sure that the other party is receiving those questions and understanding them and engaging with them. And thirdly, that they're responding back to you. They're communicating back to you. They're answering your questions. Those are all your responsibilities. And in sales, we call that fact finding. We call that qualifying. Those are some of the most important aspects of the sales process. In any business, you have a sales process. How you take a client from wherever you got that client from, the client acquisition side of things, which comes from marketing and branding. Then there's sales. So you're actually taking them through a process and selling that client. And then there's fulfillment. And then, of course, there's the back end of the business and things that you have to manage. But sales is a crucial aspect of that. And in any sales process, I call qualifying the second most important step. And qualifying is asking the right questions, making sure it's received, and making sure you receive an answer back. And just so you know, if anybody's wondering, the reason I call it the second most important step is because the most important step in sales is obviously closing the deal. Until the transaction has happened, nobody has gotten anything. There has been no exchange. Nobody got value. The economy was not helped. So it doesn't matter. The close is the most important step. But qualifying and asking the right questions is the second most important step. And if you wanted to get a short 10-minute course on sales, there you go. Just asking the right questions, making sure it's received, and making sure people communicate the answers back to you.